Hello and welcome everybody, Interjection here with 1v1 commentary number 27, or at least it would have been my 27th Age of Empires 3 1v1 commentary, but unfortunately, just as I was about to reach 1,000 subscribers, I had to make a brand new channel, so this video will be calling it Recorded Game Commentary number 2 for my brand new channel. So, yes, welcome. It is the second recorded game I've ever casted, thanks to my brand new computer. These HD graphics are excellent. So, well, we'll talk about the game now. This is obviously French versus Ottoman on Texas. I'll turn view lock and fog of war up. As you can see, we have the French player over here. This is Recluse in blue. Now, Recluse, I'm almost certain, is Yumiyu. Yumiyu is a very, very good player. Very, very high ELO rating. And we'll switch over to Hallie over here, the Ottoman player. Hallie is also a very, very good player. So, well, before we get into any Age of Empires 3 discussion here, I thought I would just talk about this map for a moment. This is Texas. So you can see here we're starting with 2 outposts. And we also start with a barracks over here. That is not normal. In Age of Empires 3, that does not normally happen. But because of it is this map, we get these. Both players have, you can see, 2 outposts and a barracks. You see here, this tower has a little bit of damage upon it, and that is because, well, there was a treasure here, 40 food, which this Carrera de Bois just collected up. I imagine he used the tower to shoot the treasure guardian so that he could collect that treasure nice and easily. That Carrera de Bois collecting that treasure. Now he's on his way over here. Gone idle for a moment there, but I imagine he will start to shoot one of these bison, and the herd will run in the direction of his town centre. That is called herding. That cell has been idle for quite a while, but I'm sure, you know, he'll notice that at any moment now. So we'll turn the view lock and fog of war back on. We'll switch over to Recluse here. See what he's up to. As you can see here, he has built a market with his with some wood that he started with, and he's gone for the hunting dogs upgrade there. That hunting dogs obviously going to increase the gather rate of his settlers by 10%. That upgrade only costs 50 food and 50 wood, which is nice. So this settler's going to gather 10% faster. This one's going to gather 10% faster. These two, etc., etc. And he's also collecting some coin over here. I wonder what he's going to actually. No, he's going to use the coin at the market. He's going to buy some wood with that coin. There we go. He just bought some. Now he has 100 wood there, enough for his house. Over collected on 17, which is unusual for a player like Yumiyu, but you know, things like that happen. You forget about your wood gatherers, but of course he won't be able to use that 17 wood. That will not be useful to him, and that 4 coin as well, unfortunately. So obviously, but you know, shouldn't make too much difference. But obviously it's nice to not over-collect. 3 Carrera de Bois as his first shipment. 3 French gatherers on the way to help his colony grow. And that usually is the case for every civilization. They will usually send the gatherers as their first home city shipment. Because, well, this video here is going to be my brand new channel's channel trailer. So I'm going to try and, I'm going to be explaining some of the more basic things in the game. And try and make this video more accessible to the whole Age of Empires 3 community as a whole, rather than just the Age of Empires 3 section, namely the Age of Empires 2 players, because let's be honest, that's where most of the community is at the moment, with the brand new expansion pack coming out for that game, Age of Empires 2 The Forgotten, I guess based off the Forgotten Empires. But anyway, there we are, the 3 gatherers there getting to work straight away. We'll switch over to Hallie and see what he's doing. And he's got his age up in queue already, aging up with the governor. Ottoman players aging up super quick. As you can see, he has not bothered building a market. Ottoman players do not usually do that anyway. But, you know, Ottoman, we'll talk about the civilization bonus in a moment for both of the players. Obviously, I said I want to make this accessible to lots of people, but as because Ottoman settlers here, you see this blue thing going around. Ottoman settlers train very slowly, but they do not cost anything. They are free, so you get settlers for free. And well, you see, he's spent because of that. You start with lots of extra wood, and with that wood, he's built a trading post. And you know, players will do that because, well, if we take a look at this travelers man here, here he is. Every time this guy, as he sees, he walks around the trade, but he'll walk off the map and he'll come back around here, and every time he walks past this trading post, the red player will receive 81 experience points. And XP in Age of Empires 3, you see this green bar, is not very full at the moment because he's just received a shipment which he will use in Age 2. When he gets to Age 2, all of these shipments here will become available to him, and you know, he can start sending those. But you see, when this traveler walks past, he'll receive 81 experience, and this green bar will jump up a whole load, which is nice. So we'll switch over to Recluse. And as you can see, turn the view lock off, you can see here he's just going for a 240 XP treasure himself. He wants some XP too. His Carrera de Bois that is getting involved in that fight. This villager was in that fight, helping to kill off the treasure guardians because, well, we take a look at Blue's Explorer, very low hit points, and he probably thought he was going to lose that Explorer, so he needed a little bit of extra help from the Gatherer, which is unfortunate. You want your Gatherers to be working, but, you know, hey, whatever. If 240 XP, that's huge early on because, obviously, each shipment requires more and more XP as the game goes on, so 240 XP, as you can see, got one shipment stacked up, almost a second one already this early on. Okay, two native scouts having a fight there. Blue has, the French player will always start with a scout because that is part of the French civilization bonus, and the Ottoman player, I imagine he found a scout. Let's take a look at the treasures here. Hallie has rescued a trapped native scout who joins the cause. There we are. So that's where the Ottoman player got this scout from. Blue's Explorer going down, but he is just about to age up, so I imagine he will get that back. Obviously, it will gain 100 hit points upon aging up. There we are, that scout. And nearby his Explorer, able to pick him up. That Explorer's got 100 hit points. He's probably going to walk back towards his base. So, the blue player has aged up with the Quartermaster Politician. As we can see, 400 wood on the floor there. And we'll see what he does with that wood in a moment. His first Colonial Age shipment here is 700 wood. We'll take a look at Hallie. His first Colonial Age shipment looks like it was the Team Silk Road, because we see 700 wood now on the way, and Team Silk Road looks like it's already been sent there. He aged up with the Governor Politician, which is a tower, an outpost wagon, which turns into a tower and 200 coin. I just want to find the tower. I think it's over here. Yes, he popped up a tower on this trade route. So let's talk about strategy right now. Well, he sent Team Silk Road, and let's have a look at Team Silk Road as a card. It increases all crates contain 130 resources instead of 100. So crates are increased by 30% here. So this 700 wood will be 700 wood with an extra 30% more wood in the crates, which is nice. So that's more wood there. But also, I imagine he'll collect up 200 of this wood here, or obviously all of the wood, and he'll spend 200 of it on the stagecoach upgrade, which costs 200 wood, 200 food. And once that is upgraded, you can the Travelers man moves much more quickly, so these trading posts will become more useful to him. And instead of XP, you will also be able to choose from resources, food, wood, and gold. So he'll also be able to choose between them. And that Team Silk Road card will increase the inventory of the resources, by 30% as well from this trading post, which is nice for him. We see here a little bit of conflict. I imagine Red will try and get out. I'll turn the Fog of War off, but it looks like Blue has more units there than Red, so Red will lead. Does not want to fight that, but we see 5 more Janissaries. I was calling them Janissaries in my previous commentary, because, in some languages the J is pronounced as a Y, but not, I don't think you do that for Janissary, never mind a little bit of, I am a linguistic student, so, that kind of thing interests me. But, yes, we see these Janissaries. Now that he's teamed up with the rest of his army, going to bring his units straight back in here. Obviously, he didn't want to fight with only 5, you might as well wait until all 10, well there's only 9 there, but they'll come in. Perhaps they're going to try and target some settlers, but yes, that stagecoach upgrade going up, by the way. And he's also got his market. Here it is. He's built a market as well. He's going to get those upgrades nice and early. Obviously, Blue has already got those as well. So we'll take these French gatherers getting involved. French gatherers do a nice. They do a nice damage. They are the only settler in the unit can really do damage. Other settlers have a very punny. I think we take a look here. These Ottoman settlers, they only do 3 ranged attack, whereas these guys, they do 8 ranged attack. Yes, 8 ranged damage. When you get the blunderbuss upgrade from the market, that also goes up. Steel traps going around for the red player, the Ottoman player, being very boomy on this map. A lot of players will be more boomy on Texas because you do get these outposts, so defense is a lot easier. It's nice to boom. Getting the stagecoach upgrade almost complete there, and he's secured this trading route as well with the outpost being nice and aggressive. We'll take a look at Blue. Obviously, Blue's first shipment was 700 wood. What else has he sent? 700 wood has been sent. 700 coin has been sent. 4 Carrera de Bois have been sent. Haven't been looking at Blue, but all of these things have been sent. 700 coin on the floor, so he sent 4 gatherers, being nice and boomy. French players will boom with the 4 gatherers. So he sent Red sent Team Silk Road, and Blue has sent villagers. So they are both being boomy in different respects. But you see, Red obviously has placed this tower on the trading route on Blue's side, stopping Blue from getting that trade post. So Blue is only going to have 1 trading post, and it's not going to be worth upgrading the route for blue because red is controlling one of them, and obviously he would have access to those upgrades. Over here we see blue killing off one of these trading posts, red not responding nicely to that, bringing his units over there, but then quickly realizes he's not got really enough to do damage here. But I guess he's just trying to distract blue, stopping him from focusing down this trading post. Obviously you want to keep this up long enough for perhaps the stagecoach to pass it, make it all worthwhile having it up before it goes down. But blue, you know, not going to fall for this, not going to follow red's army, going to go straight back to that trading post and bring it down. We'll take a look at red again, but as we can see, just before we switch, we see 600 wood on the way for the blue player. We'll see what he does with that. Take a look at Hallie over here. So plenty of resources, probably going to get the age up in queue as over 1,000 coin, enough food to age up. Yes, 1,200 food was spent on the exiled prince politician. That is the age up fast option. Upon aging up, he will not receive any bonuses as such, but he will age up very quickly. That is what the exiled prince does. So we see here blue building the trading post, being a little bit cheeky there. Obviously going to benefit from the upgrade from the stagecoach man. Every time this stagecoach passes, he will receive some resources as well from, you know, whatever he chooses, going to help him be a little bit boomy. We'll switch back to Yumiu, or Recluse, whatever we're going to call him here. He's built a livestock pen, which is very unusual in Age of Empires 3. You do not see that very often because, well, a lot of players, well, it's almost universally considered by players that sheep costing 100 food is not worth it because they take too long to fatten. And well, on this map it is kind of viable because obviously if you find enough cows, he's found 7 cows and they fatten to 500 food, whereas the sheep will only fatten to 300. No cows. Very nice there. Blue being very aggressive, bringing this down. Obviously, since Hallie is now, you know, aging, he's sending his 2 falconets. 2 falconets is his first shipment there. He has got a nice army of janissaries to protect them with, or at least enough. And blue, obviously, his army is mostly infantry. So those 2 cannons going to do nice damage against that. And red coming out to bring down this trading post. I imagine he's going to rebuild that for himself. Blue bringing this down. We'll switch back to Recluse here. We see the Veteran Janissary upgrade going up for red as well. Veteran Janissaries obviously increases their attack and hit points by 20%. There we are. Visual change and also statistical change. Recluse has hit the Fortress Age as well. Looks like he aged up with the Exiled Prince as well. I do not see any immediate bonus on the from his spawn point, which looks like either this outpost or the town centre. So he must have aged up quickly. Now sending 5 Dragoons on the way there. Well, in the Fortress Age, we'll switch back to Hallie here. Obviously he's playing Ottoman. The Ottoman, notorious for very powerful cavalry. As we see these Mamelukes, that is a very powerful shipment. Obviously you send 1,000 coin. It costs 1,000 coin and 1 shipment, but you get 5 Mamelukes, which have crazy hit points and very, very nice damage. And obviously they are cavalry units, so perhaps a French player here training Dragoons and shipping Dragoons to deal with that. And also we have to remember that the Ottoman player also has access to Spahi, the unique unit, one of the unique units for Ottoman, a very powerful, another very powerful cavalry unit, lots of hit points and does a very, very powerful area damage. So blue coming in over here with lots of units, you know, going to try and get some of these coin settlers, going to kill them off. Looks like they've gone into, is that gone into ham mode? No, stagger mode, something like that. But, you know, red being very quick on the ball here, getting them out of there before any have been lost. So, we'll take a look at Hallie again, see what's on the way. Getting proposed Gangsaw upgrade in there. Lots of settlers on coin, a shipment about to arrive. The trade post on coin, the second one going up. Will this 81 XP be switched to coin as well? Hasn't been switched yet. But, so we can see over here, these 2 falconets, they are focusing down the barracks. And the Janissaries obviously staying very close to the falconets, trying to protect them from any cavalry that might be on blue side. We turn Fog of War on. Obviously he does not know what blue has and he needs to be very cautious. So these falconets playing a big part in his army here. That trading post gone down. That barracks low hit points as well. We see another shipment for the red player. He's almost got 1,000 coins, so this suggests to me most definitely he'll be going for the Mamelukes as his next shipment. Blue coming in. We'll turn Fog of War off so we can really see what's going on. Going to switch back to Recluse so we can see any shipments on the way and any units being trained. Those Dragoons getting out of there, trying not to take too much down. Carrera de Bois coming in. Lots of units here. Looks like he's going to focus down the cannons with his settlers and with the Dragoons and obviously with the Musketeers and Crossbowmen, because these are causing big problems. They're very, very effective against infantry and obviously a lot of Blue's units are infantry. Those cannons both down. Big problems for red now. Lots of Janissaries, only making 1 unit in. He hasn't mixed in any other military buildings. I only see 1 barracks. I do not see anything else. issues here, since red is in the fortress age, is going to be able to train these skirmishers, which do 18 multiplied by 2 versus the Janissaries. So Janissaries not cutting it here, but we switch back to Halley. 5 Mamelukes on the way. Will they be able to clear it up for him? Yes, but no. Yes and no. Recluse, obviously, more Dragoons on the way. He's got a lot of Dragoons here. We see 11 Dragoons, 4 more on the way. I believe he did ship some, but obviously they've just arrived. So we can see he's got the 5 and 4 Dragoon shipments, which have both been sent. They were the first and second shipment in the Fortress Age. So, Dragoons being a very big priority here for Yumi. He knows red will have Mamelukes at some point, and he knows red could have Spahi. Obviously, those very powerful cavalry units, a big part of the Ottoman fortress for the higher level players here. But this trading post paying off for him. Looks like red's getting out of there. Not enough skirmishers to do much damage to red's Janissary mass. And obviously these are veteran Janissaries, and Janissaries are very powerful. Dragoons, obviously, yeah, they stand up to Janissaries, I guess, but it's not cost effective. We might as well wait. We'll switch back to, we already are on Recluse. What do we see on the way? Just lots of Dragoons at the moment, but I imagine we'll see some skirmishers shortly with, 1,000 coin in queue. What's his next shipment? He's got 12 Swiss pikemen. He could send that as a shipment and then push out. Obviously, we'll switch back to him and see that in a moment. Another barracks going up here, so a second barracks, possibly skirmisher mass going on here. Okay, so he's got plenty of coin, and now he's eating the cows. This makes sense, because the cows gather at a very, very quick rate of 2 food per second, and he can use those cows. Obviously, his food pile will catch up very quickly with his coin pile and be evened out, and I imagine we'll see skirmisher production, or Dragoon production. Yeah, some skirmishers going up there, I see, and lots of Dragoons in queue. We'll switch back to Halley and see what he is up to. Sending a fort over here. The Mamelukes, these Dragoons trying to get a few shots off on the Mams, and those seriously tanking all of these Dragoons. Obviously, it's not cost effective. They're losing your Mamelukes to Dragoon shots, but you see these Dragoons trying to get a few shots off on the Mams whilst staying out of range of the Janissaries. They don't want to be taking shots from Janissaries, but yes. That fort wagon has just arrived. A few Age of Empires 2 players, I'm also very disappointed that you cannot build forts with your settlers. To build a fort in Age of Empires 3, you have to ship it from your home city, or you can ship a home city card, which allows you to build them, though you do have a build limit, usually of, 2 or 3. You don't get many forts, but forts are very powerful, and as we can see, this fort is going up here. This is the foundation, and he's going to place it around all of these coin mines. A very nice place for a fort, being very aggressive here, securing 1 coin mine, 2 coin mine, 3 coin mine, 4 coin mines there protected, and that's going to pay off late game. And obviously these coin mines, these 3 here, are very close to red's base. There is a 4th one, so putting that 4 up secures him all of the late game coin mines. We'll take a look at Yumi. Is only 710 in that mine, 100 in that mine, so blue running out of coin here, and if he runs out of coin, that creates issues. So we'll look at Recluse over here, training 3 sheep. Okay, I guess that does pay off in the long run once you've got an economy going. Obviously 170 score points, that's a significant amount of resources going on. I guess early on, training 100 food, really, you want it to invest it in military, but this point, never considered training sheep. I've always thought it's not worth it, but they're fair enough, 3 sheep. But what do we see shipment wise? He has sent 8 skirmishers as well. So obviously the last time we checked, he'd sent 5 and 4 Dragoons. He's now sent 8 skirmishers as well. Lots of military going on here. Obviously, the more military you have, you're going to push out. We'll turn Fog of War on for recruit. So he scouted the fort. He sees it going up. Is he going to do anything about it whilst it's still going up? Obviously, if you attack a building whilst it is being built, you do double damage to it. So it'd be well worth his time sieging it. Obviously, he does not know what units are protecting it. We do, though. He has lots of Mamelukes and a few Dragoons. Doesn't look like very many units have been trained to replace his army. The score, obviously, blue about 25 points ahead by the looks of it. Take a look at Halley game. What's going on? 5 Janissaries in production. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, red has got the industrial age in queue, aging up to age 4 with the Grand Vizier. Or Vizier, I don't know how to pronounce that, but that politician grants you 3 Spahi, so we'll see 3 Spahi in the mix. Okay, so we see Blue's Dragoons. We'll switch back to Recluse, turn the Fog of War on, switch back over here. These Dragoons, obviously, this area of the map has not been scouted, but perhaps they are coming in to kill settlers, as we can see these red ones getting out of there nice and quickly. Imagine blue will use all of these dragoons to focus down the janitries, perhaps not. More janitries on the way, probably worth getting out. We'll turn Fog of War on, but it's nice to bring these in, try and find some settlers, but it did not pay off this time. There was nothing to kill Red sieging down this barracks. We'll turn Fog of War back on, and is he in the Industrial Age yet? Let's expect to Halley. Almost there, almost in the Industrial Age. What will he expect from him? Well, we see great bombards. They can be sent crazy units. Factories can be sent crazy units. Guard dragoons. Factories, they generate a lot of resources, very nice, and also you can train great bombards from the factories, which is very nice. About to hit that, we'll see what shipment he decides to send. He has 1,000 food, so he could think about the, he does not have an age 4 mercenary shipment, sorry, the age 4 Spah, he's sending 5 Spah here, okay, that's a Fortress age 1, that'd be nice. He's got 3 Spah there, 3 plus 5, that's a nice combo, 5, 6, 7, 8 Spah plus the Mamelukes, plus the Dragoons. He's got these trading posts on wood. I guess that's 4, he's got 8. He's got 88 population. He's overpopped here. Red losing some dragoon. These janitries will go down. Unfortunately, that is unfortunate. But mistakes happen like that. We'll take a look at Recluse. So you're getting a little bit excited for the for the push. He's left that fort up. Blue collecting coin at the back here. Red has not noticed that. Being a little bit risky. Perhaps he's not. Turn Fog of. Switch over to. I want to switch. Has Red sees 1 Carrera there. So I think blue is being a little bit risky, but it's paying off for him. Red has not decided to go over there, or perhaps has not seen them. And by the way, I never actually explained the Ottoman bonuses, so I guess I ought to do that. So the civilization bonuses. Turn Fog of War off. And we'll switch over to Recluse. I want to see how he's going to respond to this. Sending 12 Swiss pikemen, very, very powerful unit. Perhaps he knows there's lots of Spah here around. Those Swiss pikemen do 22 times 5 versus cavalry, an absolutely terrific counter there. But you see, blue keeping his units out of sight. We'll switch back to Halley, Fog of War off. Keeping all of this huge, massive units out of sight. But the ball is rolling. Well, it's all out in the open now. He sees all of these dragoons. Will he keep all the cavalry forward? That's the question. He's going in for it. He's heading towards all of the skirmishers with his cavalry units. That's the units they should be attacking. But there are a ton of dragoons. Is it really worth it? He's going to lose a lot of dragoons here. Sorry, a lot of Spahi here. And he sees the Swiss pikemen and he's like, "Fuck that, man! I'm getting out of here. Not gonna waste your cavalry up against Swiss pike." But he had to run in there and take lots of shots whilst he was running it, and then he had to run out and take a ton of shots. So he's lost plenty of Spahi there, just needlessly, or unfortunately, just but not worth going up against Spahi. Sorry, up against Swiss pikemen, and now he's getting back to the fort. You're gonna want to fight at the fort. You're being covered by 150 ranged bombard damage with area 3. That's nice to fight next to a fort. But looks like those Swiss pikemen, obviously they're not fighting. They've gone into stagger mode, or cover mode, whichever. They take less damage here. These Carrera de Bois coming in to fight by the looks of it, or perhaps not. The cavalry coming in to do a little bit of damage. More Carreras. I'll turn Fog of War off so I have a bigger view of the map. All these Carreras are. What's going on, guy? But are they going to come in and siege the fort down? They don't really need to. That fort will go down easy with that many units surrounding it. But Halley, what are you going to do? You've got your next shipment coming up. What can we expect? 900 wood. I don't know what you're going to do with all of that wood. I guess you could send. The thing is, what can he do with the wood? I don't know. He hasn't got much food. He could build a mill with the wood. Are there Lakota on this map? No, just a Comanche. If you're there with a Lakota on this map, then you could get the dog soldiers. But Red lost all of his units here. That is unfortunate, man. That bite at the end, that huge dragoon mass is really, stifled the Ottoman cavalry and really, wrecked the game for Red. Nice play from Blue, making lots of dragoons there and mixing in skirmishers and dragoons. Obviously counter each other very well. These Carreras sieging down the fort. Obviously, I think they do 9 siege damage, so this fort gonna go down and there's nothing Red can do. He's got all of these units here and the Carreras, which do a surprising amount of damage when massed. Obviously, you want them working though. You can't really use them to fight. It's best to use them really to defend. You can't be too aggressive with them. But here, since the fort is close to his town, fighting with Carreras is kind of interesting. We see Blue building a town center here, but I haven't mentioned these 2 great bombards on the way. That is crazy. Those things are huge. They have 500 hit points and they do like 500 bombard damage against everything, I think. A mill going up, so I was right. Lots of you know, still lots of wood. I'm not sure what he can do with that, to be honest. There's not a lot he can do with it, so it's you know, it's best spent on other things. So he's got a mill. He's got the now getting the seed drill upgrade, which increases mill collection rates by 15%. Obviously, collecting from a mill is very slow place to gather food at, but he cannot get these hunts. Obviously, they're too far away from his town. He does not have enough military to protect them. It'd be too risky sending them over. But these great bombards, man, these things they'll be fun to watch in combat. So, but what's going down? Blue just massing up. We'll switch over to Recluse here. What has he sent? He sent 3 Carreras as well. The French unit, one of the French unique units, a very powerful heavy cavalry unit. There they are, doing their beast range, 30 damage with area 2, similar to the Spahid, which I believe did 45 damage area 3. He does not have any Spahis left, which I cannot verify that. A nice wall going up there between the barracks and the town centre, which will make the Dragoons and all other units go the long way round, so that they cannot get to the Great Bombards as quickly, and the Great Bombards will obviously have more firing time, which is nice. So we see 1,000 coin here for red. What are you going to do with that? Sorry, we see 1,000 coin for blue. Blue has 1,000 coin. What's he going to do with that? He has not got any more mercenary shipments, so he cannot send so he switched all of his settlers from coin to another resource. Looks like wood. Perhaps he's thinking about aging up as well. I don't know. We'll see what he does with the coin. We'll keep an eye on that. Two falconets being sent from. Oh my lord! Look at that, crazy. Who's going to win this fight though? Well, these do have 500 hit points, 475 hit points. Providing he can, bring down these heavy cavalry quickly. Oh my goodness! Look at that! All those plus 12s every time you kill a unit, you get some XP for doing so. And he just absolutely destroyed those skirmishes. Those have gone down, and obviously now, whilst the Dragoons are focusing down the cannons, the giant bombards, those veteran Janissaries able to get into hand combat and efficiently do 18 times 2 to the Dragoons, and obviously Dragoons resist 30% of ranged damage, so it's best to get into hand combat with a Dragoon, because you negate that 30% resist there. And obviously Dragoons done a nice job of countering the army there, but was it worth it? The Minutemen being called late. The score is very even here. We see 153 to blue, 151 to red. It's a nice game, but I do think blue has this in the bag. He has he has not built these trading posts, but he has this route secure. He can build that at any time. He's building this one. I imagine then he'll move on to these 2 because well, this one is already upgraded, so it's worth building that first. He's got a second town centre, probably has more settlers. Yes, he has 34 gatherers, which are the French gatherers collect at 25% more efficiently than any other gatherer, though they do take longer to train and they do cost more. That's one of the French differences in Age of Empires 3. I never got round to explaining that, but yeah, French gatherers, these Carrera de Bois, very different, good in combat as well, better gatherers, cost more, take longer to train, etc. Have a 40% ranged resist. That's crazy. They soak up like sponges ranged damage. These 2 falconets coming in though, Minutemen being called from the town centre, just as he's pushing, create some aggression, help protect the cannons. What can you do, red? Well, switch back to Halley here. Has a church up. Has he? I want to know if he sent anything from it, though. Well, at the church, this is, he's probably sent this here, the Palace Intrigue, which he has sent. Palace Intrigue increases, well, it doesn't increase anything, it enables a research. You can get Quarterphage, I believe, which is, I think, 15 Janissaries for 1,000 wood. Not very cost effective, because wood is the slowest gathering resource in Age of Empires 3, but you also have access to another upgrade. I forget its name, but it gives you 3 great bombards for 1,500 food. Also, not entirely convinced that that is in the regions of cost effectiveness. I think it's more fun than it is viable. But if your opponent's not expecting it, or if your opponent has a hell of a lot of infantry, then obviously it is worth doing. But you see lots of Dragoons still being trained. So really, Janissaries plus, but Janissaries plus the Great Bombards would be interesting. And all of his gatherers are collecting food at the moment. So I am expecting that to happen. These settlers going down. Unfortunately, big losses for red here. Unfortunately, losing those settlers, and obviously Ottoman gatherers. They take so long to train. Obviously, they train for free, which is nice, but they take 48 seconds to train, whereas a regular settler only takes 25 seconds to train. So if you're losing an Ottoman settler, free or not, it just takes so long to replace them. And if you kill a settler, then obviously you're kind of putting yourself 48 seconds ahead of the Ottoman player just by killing it. You're putting your economy 48 seconds ahead of theirs, though that's not strictly true, because obviously the Ottoman player doesn't actually pay for them, but we won't go into that discussion here. Blue being a little bit cautious. We'll switch back to Recluse. What is on the way? Just looks like he's just, double settler production, 35 gatherers. These gather more efficiently than regular settlers, and he has more of them. The Ottoman player only has 18 gatherers. He's having to collect from mills, whereas, I guess Recluse is also collecting from mills here as well. But that's not the point. Anyway, is the aggression going to start? Here we see a very large Dragoon mass in the vanilla, and this is Vanilla Age of Empires 3. Obviously, you do have the Asian Dynasties expansion pack, but, well, this game is being played on the vanilla, and Dragoons on vanilla are, I think, better. They're more versatile and a nicer unit than they are on the Asian Dynasties because, well, they're good against most things, or they're okay against most things, and skirmishers and crossbowmen, not that the Ottoman can train either of those units. They can train Abus gun, though. But skirmishers and crossbowmen do a ×2 multiplier versus veteran dragoons on TAD, but they do not do that on the vanilla, so dragoons are a nice unit to train. It's got these 2 cannons. Those dragoons will protect the cannon nicely. I guess we can kind of compare cannon to the Mangonel or the Siege Onager from Age of Empires 2. Similar function, I guess, good at siege. Actually, I don't know, forgive me if I'm wrong, I don't really play Age of Empires 2 competitively, though I do enjoy Zero Empires casts. But seven skirmishers now on the way from Blue, and he's gonna, I guess, he'll ship them to this town centre. That'll be the home city spawn point, and then they'll get into the fight straight away, and he's just really overwhelming Red. Like, what can Red do, really? We'll switch back to Hallie. What are you going to do? Almost 1,500 food. We're going to see the 3 great bombards. This will be fun. But will they really will they really be able to do much? We see only a few, 9 Janissaries there. No more being trained. Obviously, he cannot afford to train them if he wants to use 1.5k food on 3 great bombards. No coin income because he does not control any mines. Over here, collecting wood. Does not really want to kill the huntable animals because, well, we'll switch over to Recluse here, turn the Fog of War on. If he killed the animals would fall over and die, and, he'd be able to see that, and then he'd know they were gathering there. But the trees, he cannot see them gathering, so it's a safer resource to collect from, though he might just need wood. It looks like it's probably more likely that he needs wood, as we see 3 Great Bombards here. What's he going to get? I imagine if he gets 1,000 wood quickly, we'll see the 15 Janissaries, and that will play a huge part in protecting these bombards. We see 1 Culverin, unfortunately for Red. A Culverin's an artillery unit which counters other artillery, and obviously Great Bombards are artillery, so providing these Great Bombards don't focus down the Culverin, which they probably should do, he's going to lose these Great Bombards rather unfortunately. If that Culverin really needs to go down Culverin. But we'll turn Fog of War off. We'll switch back to Recluse. I imagine we'll see the 1,000 wood, the 15 Janissaries arrive any moment now. But those, look, these Great Bombards just, it's too late. If he'd focused the Culverin, obviously Culverins do have a longer range than other. Obviously, this Great Bombard is not in range of the Culverin, so it cannot get there. But and there's a 2nd Culverin and a 3rd Culverin. It's not happening today. What we see? Just a Dragoon and Skirmisher mass here whilst double villager production occurs. But that looks like the end of Red. There really is not a lot he can do. We'll switch back to him just to prove it. The Quarterphage upgrade to Fanu Corpse, that's the name of it. They'll arrive, and then I imagine like he's gonna show Red, look, hey, this I tried, here are my Janissaries, here's the Quarterphage, here's my 10 Janissaries, but now I'm gonna resign. I'm just showing you what I can do. But really, are they going to make much difference in this fight? Well, there's skirmishers there. He needs to focus down the skirmishers, but the skirmishers will just run out of range. You see, it is, and there are so many dragoons, fighting as well, that these Janissaries are just going to drop quickly. But as the game is still collecting wood and food, I imagine he's going to train. Well, I guess he'd just train more Janissaries, but he needs another unit to counter skirmishers, but it's just not going to happen. There you go, he's ended the game. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. You've been listening to Interjection, and this is my brand new channel, so if you have not subscribed to this one yet, make sure you do. And yes, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you for another video soon. Tomorrow, actually.